Welcome to the third LUX Onshape tutorial. This lesson we're going to look at creating the neck component, which is very similar in construction to the leg component, just using a slightly different sketch and one extra feature. So let's make a start. So let's create a document and we will call this LUX neck. And once we're in the drawing view, we'll select a work plane to work on. Now I'm going to just pick the right work plane. I'm going to right click, click on new sketch, and then right click again, view normal to sketch plane. I'm going to use the center point circle tool, which you can remember change by clicking on the arrow. It's not the one that's coming up. And I'm going to start off by drawing a circle from the origin where the three work planes meet, then carefully lining it up, draw a smaller circle up above, and I'm going to use the dimension tool to dimension those. So the top one I'm going to dimension 20 millimeters, bottom one I'm going to dimension 35 millimeters, and I'm going to dimension the distance between the centers at 40 millimeters. So we're now going to join these two circles up. So I'm just going to draw a line that overlaps the inside of both circles. I'm not worried about the length of it at the moment. And I'm going to use the dimension tool to dimension from the work plane edge that lines up with the origin to that line. And I'm going to make that 7.5 millimeters. I want one on the other side as well, so let's introduce a new tool. Let's use the mirror tool. So I'm going to click on the mirror tool, and because we're in a sketch, it's asking for the mirror line, which is going to be the edge of this work plane. And then I need to select the entities to be mirrored, which is just going to be the line that I've drawn, and it puts one over the other side. Once we're happy with that, we can then click on the trim tool, and I'm going to trim off the bits I don't want. So I don't want the ends of the lines that are in the circle. Remember, I can use the scroll wheel on the mouse to zoom in, but I also don't want the two parts of the circles that are inside as well. So that's the shape that I want. Now I actually want some holes in here as well, so I'm going to go back to the center point circle, and I'm just going to drag out two smaller holes, or two smaller circles that will become holes. And I'm going to dimension those both at 6 millimeters. So those are concentric with the other circles that are already there. And that's the first sketch done. That's the first part done. So I'm now going to apply a feature. I'm going to extrude, and I want to extrude 3 millimeters. It's coming at the screen towards me. I'm going to click on the arrow to send it in the other direction, and then click on the green tick to say I'm happy with that. I'm now going to right click on this top surface and create a new sketch. Right click to view normal to the sketch plane, and I'm just going to use the center point circle tool again, and I'm going to create two circles. One that's going to line up with the bigger circle at the bottom, and one that's going to line up with the smaller circle. Now if it doesn't snap to it, I can just make it too big and add a dimension and just dimension that to 6 millimeters again. So now I've just got a circle within a circle, or a donut if you like, and again I'm going to extrude that, and again that's just going to be 3 millimeters. And that's that part finished.